Okay. Awesome. Give me one fucking second. 1 second, because I've been thinking. Yes, Darth, the ramblings of an insane man has been thinking. And you might be asking yourself, Darth, what were you thinking? What are you thinking? Well, good viewer who's asking questions, look at my name. Look at my name on goddamn YouTube. It's the same on YouTube, Blog TV, iVlog, fucking Twitter, fucking Tumblr, Reddit. I use Darth Vader because I'm a Star Wars fan. I've been thinking about Star Wars recently. And I've hit an epiphany in my books because there's something that I have yet to see on this fucking site that people have brought up for the Last Jedi trailer. So I'm going to bring that up. But I have to bring up a massive plot hole / plot inconsistency with the movie that is before The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens. So let's delve into that one. Also, the reason why I'm, before I even do that, the reason why I am doing a stream today is because I failed to do one yesterday. I was let go early because of rain. Been working, doing lawns, and then we were working on a fucking field, clearing up hay and thatch, and it started pouring, so we got let go early. And I came home and I just sat down and I played fucking Stellaris all goddamn day. I must have clocked in a century. Yep, I'd say 3/4 to a full century in game. Just I didn't do anything. Did not do a fucking thing. I've taken over at least half the galaxy. Basically, there's 9 empires now. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 12 other empires besides my own, not counting any primitives that have been uplifted or have just gone over that hurdle from space age to, hey, we're an empire now. There was 12. I was spawned right next to both fallen empires, and I got into a war with one of them because it was a militarist isolationist, and for some reason it wanted to cleanse me, even though it's an isolationist. It should be kind of staying away from me. Should just be like threatening me constantly, like the crazy old racist neighbor. You too, neighbor. Thank you for throwing that rolled up newspaper at me because you're angry, but you're not going to get off your porch because you know I'm younger than you and I could probably knock the fucking piss out of you. You have a nice day, neighbor. But I didn't really fight them. I just built massive amounts of fortresses and defensive stations because this was like, I'd say 50 years into the game. And at that same time, I was purging a species that was on to the right of me. I just assimilated. I wouldn't say assimilate because assimilating means that they became like a tributary or a protectorate, and then they just joined the flock, which is an ironic fucking term to use since they were fucking cyclopic fucking bird people. That's neither here nor there. Basically, all the empires have spawned on the outer rim of the fucking spiral galaxy, and they are all on the northern half. I was spawned. So if you're looking at the picture the Milky Way galaxy. It's the easiest. Picture the Milky Way. I'm spawned right where the sun, where Sol is, where our sun is. Basically on the Sagittarius arm, right in the middle. So not too far from the outer rim, not too far in the middle between the outer rim and the core. So to the west of me is a fallen empire. To the east of me is a primitive empire, and they're only probably 10 systems away from me in either direction. So that's pretty fucking close. And it's a 1,000-star galaxy, which makes me question it even more. Not 20 star systems to the north of the Fallen Empire was the other Fallen Empire, which is the exact opposite, and they fucking despised each other. I was expecting a war in heaven to happen. And then I'd say about 15 star systems due southeast was the other empire. And then way up north, 1, 2, 3, 4 4-star empires. 4 empires, and then the remaining ones are all on the fucking the northeast quadrant. So between 12 and 3 is where most of the empires are, and then from fucking 9 to 12. So yeah, so from 9 to 3 on a clock up is where the empires are. So I purged the 2 lowly empires because they were slow. They were taking fucking goddamn forever. It had already been a century, and they'd only taken 5 or 6 systems. By a century, I had already slowly started making the Segmentum Tempest, Tempest. I think that's how it's pronounced, and the Segmentum Pacificus. And I was working on Ultima Segmentum because I play the Imperium of Man. I wasn't working on Obscurus because there was that Fallen Empire, and I was like, no, I'm going to stay away from that one as long as I fucking can. I'm hoping, because I have a map of the 40K Imperium map, so I can name all the planets, and I've actually been strategically colonizing and terraforming planets as I go, so I can have a 1-to-1 map. I will say, fucking Stellaris needs to have a custom borders lineup on sectors, because I really fucking hate this hodgepodge of, oh well, we're gonna make this star system have a big chunk, and then this one will just be a little. It's just gonna be the star system. So you can't have straight fucking quarters or fucking halves or thirds, however you want to cut up your sectors. It's all fucking, it's all blocky blobs. But I'm hoping that the Unbidden appear, because I am one of 3, counting, 2. Me and 1 Fallen Empire are left, and we're the only ones that have jump drives right now. Everybody else is 2nd or 3rd tier drives. They're just starting to catch up to me. And I also wiped out the fucking militarist isolationists, because fuck those assholes. Weird goat fucking alpaca fucking weirdos or llamas. I don't fucking know what they were. They look like an alpaca. Fuck them. Purged them. I cleansed them. Waited a decade until it was because I cleansed every plant. I had them forcefully cleanse their own species until they only had 1 planet. And then after the 10-year fucking truce, and after pretty much pushing their borders back with my borders, I built a fucking massive perimeter of I'd say 4 or 5 fortresses in each star system around there. Did it so it's far enough to where they cannot they no matter what system they jumped into, there's going to be at least 2 or 3 fortresses. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully the stream does not end. But I gotta keep an eye on the stream just in case. But yeah, basically basically, that's what I've done. That's what I did Wednesday. So that's why I fucked up. I just sat around playing Stellaris first. Basically, the reason why I spent like almost hours doing nothing was I took over. I have practically 2/3 of the galaxy under my fucking belt. I'm pushing borders on everybody, and I'm like, you know what? Because I'd say about 50 years in, I was just like, you know what? It's because Stellaris and me I have a love-hate relationship with Stellaris. The game is too slow. It is really too fucking slow. Especially once you reach mid-game for me, it's a fucking slog. Like this planet's colonizable. Colonize the planet. Send us a fucking construction ship in. Build up all the factories and stations and mining facilities. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. At one point, I had 137 construction ships building everything. I've been bitching about this since I started playing the game fucking back in December. They honestly need an automated fucking button for construction ships. They do. They have a fucking thing where many construction ships, and I don't know which ones to fucking do, and I'll tag them up and queue them. So basically, once they're done with one system, they'll jump to the next system and the next system and so on and so forth. There's so many fucking systems that I need to that one construction ship will finish it and another construction ship will be queued to go there, and it'll be like, oh, hey, it's already been done, so the minerals that you spent to build the fucking factories and stuff has just been put back into the fucking your storage. So they have that. They have that as a mechanic. Why not have an automated button so I can just automate all my construction ships to just automatically start fucking doing everything for me? Why do I have to meticulously, one by fucking one, right click, do all the mining stations so I can get my energy credits and minerals, then fucking shift, hold the shift button, right click the same star system, build all the research stations, please. Then do that every fucking system. That is time consuming. So I just started expanding. 50 years in, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna fucking find every habitable planet, because I built the Century Nexus. Max that out so I can see everything. And I just went to every fucking habitable planet that was in the massive expanse of uncolonized area, and I just started colonizing them, building frontier stations here and there so I can continue producing, expanding the Ultima Segmentum, which holds about 1/3 of my fucking planetary systems. I think it's up to 54 planets, and it needs a lot more. But I just did that, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Automate it. I'll just have the sector. I'll just have the fucking governor in that sector just automatically construct it. And the fucked up thing is they've only got one construction ship. One construction ship. So I just spent 100 years just slowly just building and fucking developing all those fucking goddamn resources. After I think I'm in the 24 or 2500s. Finally found Teldar crystals. They've added a new strategic resource for lasers. It's fucking, I think it's fucking urantic crystals or whatever. I have 68 urantic crystals. Everything else is between 5, 10 and 1. Every urantic crystals though, fucking 68. I think 94 to 100 strategic resources. Yep. Here's fucking 68 urantic crystals, and there's no other fucking urantic crystals in the galaxy. I have the complete fucking monopoly on those. Step up your goddamn game. Get those fucking things out of my systems. I'm a kinetics. I'm a kinetics and missile guy. I don't use lasers. But that's not why I did this stream. This is not why I did the stream. I went on a massive fucking rambling. So, Star Wars. Two things. First one's the big gripe I have with Force Awakens, because I've only watched the movie 2 or 3 times since it came out a couple of years back. It's a good movie. I liked it. I mean, you really can't deny that it's not. They have a fucking Death Star analog. They have it's very fast break. It's very fast paced, like A New Hope. People like I've had arguments with people where people are like, oh, A New Hope isn't that fast. It's a pretty good paced move. No. Once 3PO and R2 fucking meet Luke, it just hits the ground running. Everything starts speeding up. Think about it. Like they went for that whole slow fucking grind of getting to know the droids and following that, and then wandering the fucking desert and dealing with the fucking Jawas and slowly meeting Luke and stuff. Once R2's fucking little trick of fucking trapping Luke into wanting to fucking bone Leia, hook, line, and fucking sinker, bam. R2's gone. We got to find him. Oh, God, Tusken Raiders. Oh, look, it's Ben Kenobi. Oh, he's a Jedi. Oh, I'm the son of a Jedi. Oh, hey, we're going to go to Mos Eisley. Oh, hey, my goddamn uncle and aunt are dead. Well, nothing else here. Let's go meet fucking Han Solo, the fucking rogue with a heart of gold, and his furry companion Chewbacca. Oh, hand cut. Like, just, it's really fucking fast-paced. It needed to take its time on some key areas, I think. Like, expanding Tarkin and the Empire and how much of a threat they are. Maybe expanding the Death Star and maybe expanding a few more of the fucking characters. I understand, like, budgetary fucking restraints and the fact that it went over budget, like, twice. So, there's that. But Force Awakens is also fast-paced. And I wouldn't say it's as bad as A New Hope. It's a little bit better. I think it's a little too jokey. There's a lot of jokes and winks and nods and nudges here and there. But here's my biggest gripe with that movie. And I don't think I've ever heard anybody actually bring this up. So I'm minding my own business this morning. I'm having a nice cup of coffee with a donut with my father, because we have coffee and donuts for breakfast every time I go to the shop. And we're talking about Star Wars, because my father was like, oh, hey, I just saw the Last Jedi trailer. And I'm like, yeah, that's what it's called. He's like, I really liked seeing the first one in this new trilogy, because he was the one that brought me, because it was my birthday. Yeah, he's like, I really liked when the X-Wings went and attacked the Starkiller base. And like that, a fucking light bulb came up in my head. Do you know how many X-Wings were sent in to attack the Starkiller base? I looked at a clip, because when I came back, because I got let go early today because of some fucking political bullshit within the fucking inner machinations of fucking work. But I came back home because of this thought, and I watched the clip where Poe, his whole Black Squadron, Blue, and I believe Red Squadron, are sent in to attack the Starkiller base. There's about 20 fucking X-Wings attacking a planet-sized base. Let that sink in for a second. A planet-sized base. If anybody remembers A New Hope and fucking Return of the Jedi, both movies in the original trilogy that had a Death Star, the Death Star is a moon-sized base, and it houses thousands of TIE fighters. Thousands of fucking TIE fighters are housed in the Death Star. Matter of fact, because I have fucking, so I can actually look this up. I'm actually going to look up the fucking capacity for a Death Star, just to fucking make my point a little bit more fucking clear. It baffles me. The armament, no. Consumables, no. 3 standard years for consumables. I'm actually surprised it's not more. 357 internal levels. Mile diameter for the fucking station. Let's see. Super crystals. No. Super lasers. Kyber crystals. Ugh. Due to the Death Star's enormous size, it had a heavy gravitational pull, which forced TIE fighter pilots to adjust their ship's thrusters for the kind of takeoff more common with a planetary atmosphere than on a space station. TIE staging areas had 20 TIE craft ready at any time for immediate takeoff. Well, how many fucking TIE fighters were in the fucking goddamn thing? Come on, Star Wars! You have loads of fucking lore that explain every little nook and cranny to explain just to ruin shit, for God's sakes. Battle of Yavin. See how many Thrawn is destroyed. Battle of Yavin. Oh, the launch of numerous TIE fighters. Oh, that's a good number. Battle of Yavin. Maybe Battle of Yavin will actually have like defender shit and like the numbers of ships. Wow, strength. 30 Alliance starfighters. Rogue Squadron with 22 T-65B X-Wing starfighters, and Gold Squadron had 8 BTL A4 Y-Wings and 1 YT-1300 light freighter in the late battle, which i.e. is the Millennium fucking Falcon. 20 X-Wings and 7 Y-Wings were destroyed in that fight. Strength. At least 8 TIE Int Space Superiority Starfighters, Darth Vader's TIE Advanced X-1, and the Death Star. Thousands of weapon emplacements, including turbo lasers. So at least 8. Well, I'm going to have to Google how many TIE fighters. And Wikipedia has actually failed me for once. Okay, right there. Its hangars contain assault shuttles, blast boats, strike cruisers, land vehicles, support ships, and 7,293 TIE fighters. Star. We'll round that up to the nearest 100. 7,300 TIE fighters in a 100-mile diameter space station? The Starkiller base is a planet? And only like 50 TIE fighters are scrambled? What? Against like 20 fucking X-Wings. 20 fucking X-Wings get sent in. And then, like, there's like what? I think at the end when they show the Starkiller base imploding into a sun again, there's like 8 X-Wings. The fucking Millennium Falcon is just fine and kind, because of course it has to be. That's it. Out of the 20 you sent, only 12 were destroyed? That's the biggest fucking nitpick I have. That's the biggest inconsistency. That they were only able to scramble a small amount of fucking starfighters. A small amount. At least in A New Hope, nearly the entire strike team that attacked the Death Star were obliterated. Out of 8 Y-Wings, 1 came back. And there was like 3 X-Wings. There was Wedge, Luke, and maybe 1 other fucking no-name red shirt. It might have just been Luke and Wedge and the Y-Wing pilot and Han and Chewie, and they just flew back. Let me see the fucking... 22 X-Wings. 22 X-Wings went in, 20, only 2 came out. So that means Luke and Wedge survived. Then Gold Squadron had 8 Y-Wings. 7 were shot down. So there's that out of 30, just 3 came out of that. So that kind of makes sense that they had a very massive amount of loss of life when they assaulted it. But the fucking Star Killer base? They should have been wiped out. Return of the Jedi shows how fucking powerful the Death Star is and how complemented it is. They literally showed TIE interceptors just fucking jumping in by the dozen. There were 3 fucking... fuck. There were like 3 fucking dozen... 3 dozen squadrons just jumping in and fucking pulling formations out. They show it when fucking Lando's flying the Millennium Falcon. They're like TIE fighters coming in and just bam, fucking hundreds of fucking things are just swarming them like flies. Or wasps. Just gunning down everything. The fleet was so badly damaged that they had to literally take a gamble by moving in broadside fighting. Point blank turbo range. Fucking, Admiral Akbar even said, like, there's no way we're going to be able to hold our own against those Star Destroyers that close. And Lando's like, it's better than being out here. So they had to. That's how many TIE fighters and how much fucking flak and firepower is being thrown at the rebels. The whole entirety of the fucking rebel fleet. It was their main final assault. They were going to fucking strike while the fucking iron was hot. We're going to blow up the fucking second Death Star. The Emperor's on board. Vader's on board. And it's fucking unguarded. We're going to just completely annihilate this thing. We have it in the bag. It's not operational. And then the Emperor's like, you fool. I've already had... It is fully operational. Fire at will, Commander. And just boom, blows up home 1. Bye-bye, fucking ship. That thing's operational. No. You really think the Empire is going to just let you waltz in and blow up a bigger, stronger version of the first Death Star? No. They're going to fucking just set a trap for you. If anything, Force Awakens would have been better if the Star Killer base survived. And it was a complete fucking... It was just a complete fucking, just a curb stomping of the Resistance. Like, you could have it destabilizing, or there's a lot of battle damage. You could still do the Rey, Finn, and Kylo fight, but having, like, I don't know, have 100 X-Wings go in. And you know what? Because this is another gripe I have. No bombers? Really? Really, JJ? You couldn't spare us some CGI to muster up like B-Wings or A-Wings or an updated Y-Wing? It's all X-Wings? Like, I understand the X-Wing's a multi-purpose fighter in Star Wars, but Y-wings were sent in to attack the Death Star. Both Death Stars and B-wings. B-wings are fucking capital ship killers in Star Wars. But like, send in 100 X-wings and 100 Y-wings. Send in 200 fucking ships. Feel like that's all we could muster. Like that's how much. Like we've literally exhausted all our resources. This is going to leave us completely exposed. Make it a Hail Mary because of what they just, because the Starkiller base destroyed a whole star system. So this is kind of a big fucking gamble. Like Leia's like, I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I didn't know they had the weapon this powerful. Then have the fucking the First Order just curb stomp them. And while Finn and Rey and Kylo are fighting, instead of like the planet cracking open, have fucking, I don't know, stray fucking turbo laser fire just start hitting the fucking ground. Have a Y-wing just crash land and explode with its payload, and that causes a crack in the fucking ground. Makes a chasm. Maybe have them actually succeed in crippling the Starkiller for the next movie. That you could do that. Yeah, we kind of like we gave the fucking First Order a black eye, but they're just gonna spend. It's just gonna be a matter of time before they fucking make it fully operational and just wipe out the Resistance. Like technically, the First Order already has the Republic on its knees. They blew up all the fucking senators. That wasn't the cap. That was the capital, sure, for that term. Because if anybody realizes it, the New Republic, swaps planets every so often. I think it's like every 2 to 4 years they rotate the planets so that everybody's included. But the First Order pretty much did a terrorist attack. That'd be like dropping a bomb when Congress and the House of Representatives are fucking like loaded with every fucking member and just blowing it up. Hell, just blowing up the fucking all of Washington D.C. That's how it would be. And just the president was not there at the time. Fucking like on the West Coast or in another country at the time. Like, you know how much turmoil and chaos that's going to cause for the Republic? The fact that all of these fucking senators, their literal fucking power in the grand scheme of the political the political map of the galaxy is gone. That's a fucking vacuum that needs to be fixed. Plus, the Republic does not have a fleet. That's why Leia made the Resistance, because Mon Mothma, the stupid cunt of the Rebel Alliance, who literally just sent waves upon waves of rebels to die because she's not a strategist or strategist. Like, she's like, you know what? We've beaten the Imperial forces. Let's de-arm ourselves. We will now that we have peace, there'll never be a war again. Bitch! Clone Wars! The fucking Clone Wars! You were living during the Clone Wars. You were a senator during the Clone Wars. And you know what happened right after the Clone Wars? You created the Rebel Alliance to declare a galactic civil war. Not 6 months after the Clone Wars were over, you were already marshaling forces and causing dissent within the Empire. So you could stage a full-scale war, an insurgent war. And now that you've won, you're just gonna like, nah. We signed a ceasefire with the Empire. There's no way they're going to try and get back at us. Let's de-arm ourselves. Let's remove all of our fleet power. So if they had just done that with the Starkiller base just being like, oh, well, we can't fire the laser. It's going to take us like a year to fix it, with how much like structural integrity has been compromised because of the bombing runs. Like, yeah, we took out the bombers before they could like destabilize the core. But like, there's no way we could fire on the base. Leia can then just pick up the resistance base and move it somewhere else. And now they're on the ropes. Open up episode 8 with already high stakes. It looks like from the trailer that's what they're going for. They're going for an Empire Strikes Back feel. Now, here comes the epiphany I had. Here comes the epiphany I had about the Last Jedi trailer. So, everybody's been talking about what Luke said. The Jedi have to end. Or it's time for the Jedi to end. Nobody talks about the first thing he says, or the scene that takes place before they drop that fucking quote. Nobody I've seen in any videos has brought this up. So, we see in the trailer what appears to be Luke looking at a temple burning. And we see Phasma and the First Order marching out of the flames. And it's raining. It's raining. What flashback did we see in Force Awakens where it was raining? Oh, that's right. Kylo and the Knights of Ren looking at all the dead Jedi that they've slaughtered. We didn't see a temple, though. Now, it then cuts to a scene where and Luke says, I only know one truth. It's time for the Jedi to end. What if, and this is my epiphany, what if he's telling Rey about the fall of the second Jedi Purge? And what if he's quoting Kylo Ren or Snoke? It's kind of suspicious that they show a fucking temple burning and then Luke saying that. I have a feeling that quote goes alongside that flashback. Kylo's been hunting down Luke, the Last Jedi. He wants to kill the Last Jedi. Snoke wants to kill the Last Jedi, which is Luke. It's the main reason why he was the MacGuffin in the fucking the 7th movie. I have a feeling that's my epiphany. I think Luke's not saying that the Jedi should end. I think he's just quoting Snoke or Kylo that it's time for the Jedi to end. And I've yet to see anybody make that fucking point or bring that up as their theory. Everybody's thinking, oh, well, maybe Luke is, maybe Luke's a great Jedi. Maybe he's a great Jedi. Maybe Luke's a Sith. You never know. You never know. It's like poetry. It rhymes. Like Luke looks like a older version of Anakin. He's not wearing a glove with his robotic hand, and you can see his robot hand now. He doesn't have the fake skin like in Empire Strikes Back. It's more like Attack of the Clones. You see, it's poetry. Like, that's all I keep fucking hearing from people when they talk about their goddamn theories. Is, oh, well, Luke must be a gray Jedi. Like, yeah, Luke was a gray Jedi. Like, oh my fucking God, people, like, the fucking symbolism goes right over people's fucking heads. In Return of the Jedi, Luke is wearing a black suit. He has a darkness in him. That he's falling to the dark side. He's leaning towards it. What does he do? After he sees Vader's hand, the flap that's holding his suit folds over. What's the fucking color? It's gray. And when he turns around and looks at the Emperor, he throws his lightsaber away and says, I am a Jedi like my father before me. Luke tapped into the dark side to best Vader, but he turned away from it. He didn't indulge in the dark side. The reason why it's gray is because Luke has found a balance between both. That's the symbolism. Right there in the fucking clearing. Right there. People have seen this fucking movie thousands of times and have probably never seen that symbolic fucking, that's just that symbolism right there. Holy fuck. Luke has always been a gray Jedi. Even in the legends, even in the expanded universe stories, Luke has always been a gray Jedi. He's used Force lightning. He used Force choke. In Return of the Jedi, he chokes out 2 fucking Gamorrean guards when he's walking in. He uses the Force to pull a blaster out because he's going to shoot fucking Jabba right in the fucking head. But why is he doing it? To save the people he cares about. It's how you use the Force. It's how you use the Force. Like, Anakin fell to the dark side, and what did he do? He just indulged in that dark side. Fuck, he thinks his wife has betrayed him, and he just strangles her using the Force. Now, say, for instance, I don't know, some random mugger has a blaster to to Padme's head, and Luke Force choked him. I wouldn't see that as a bad thing. Like, if he couldn't reach her in time, Force choke. There you go. Now you're suffocating. Oh, look at that. You can't harm my wife. Oh, you're dead. Now, if he reveled in the fact that he had just murdered somebody, yeah, all right, then. That's indulging in the dark side. But if he did that to save his wife and he immediately is like, are you all right? And he's checking on her, all right, then, yeah. He used the Force to do something because he was trying to save the person he loved. Like, Luke is not doing it because, oh, hey, I'm evil. He uses dark side. I hate saying dark side Force powers, but people fucking love saying it's dark side Force powers. Force, like, you can use Force lightning to fucking destroy droids, for God's sakes. If I remember correctly, there are Jedi that do that. But, like, Luke's always been a gray Jedi. If anything, I think The Last Jedi is, the movie's going to be centering around Luke. And I think Luke is going to impart all of the Jedi teachings that he has learned and he knows about and how he was trained to Rey, and Rey is going to become the last Jedi. He's going to hand off the torch to her. So if fucking Luke dies and Kylo kills him, or Snoke and Kylo kill him, or just fucking Snoke kills him, one or both are going to fucking laugh and cackle. Hey, we killed the last Jedi. Ha 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 ha. And then Rey's going to be like, no, I'm the last Jedi. And it's like, oh shit. And then bam, there we go. Exactly. Exactly, Sten. Use the powers you need. all force powers should be considered universal. All of them. Also, people are always talking about, oh, well, there's the tree. There's the tree that was in the leaked footage or the leaked script where, oh, Rey is, Rey's a fucking she's born from this tree. She's the true chosen one. And it's like, well, not really now, because if you think about it, Rebels has canonically made it so that Luke is the chosen one. At least that's what I've been seeing in all the fucking fandom. Especially thanks to that Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan fight on Tatooine. Maul literally asks, while he's dying to Obi-Wan, is it the chosen one? And Obi-Wan goes, it is. Or he is. So Obi-Wan and I guess Yoda have both agreed, yeah, Luke's the chosen one. It's not Anakin. Makes sense. Luke's the only Jedi canonically in the movies to actually use both, to be able to do, to be able to balance the light and the dark. All right, then, yeah. So, the chosen one. So, Rey can't be the chosen one. Maybe Luke knows that he's the chosen one. Maybe he's going to teach her how to use both the light and the dark, like he did. We don't know. We don't know. Oh God, what was the other fucking thing? Oh, here's something that came out. Two things came out because I've been in a Star Wars and I've actually been on a Star Wars craze for the last week or so. So the first thing, there's a Lego set that came out or was leaked, an image of it. It's a First Order Star Destroyer Lego set. Snoke is a figurine. Snoke is humanoid sized. He doesn't have his own custom figure. He's not super tall like we saw in Force Awakens. He's just average minifigure size. And he's wearing some gaudy gold and red robe from what the figurine shows. So I'm kind of disappointed. If he's actually just a normal human-sized person, because Yoda had his own custom figurine to show that, hey, he's short. Same with like the little Hobbit and Dwarf figure and Gimli figurines from the Lord of the Rings sets. And if it's a giant, they have figures for, giants. I don't think Snoke is Windu. I think Snoke is a figure from the unknown regions. Because why now? Why is Windu here now? Also, Snoke has his right hand. Anakin lopped off Windu's right hand. Plus, the First Order went into the unknown regions after the Battle of Jakku and the signing of the I think it's the Galactic Concordat or whatever the fuck the truce treaty is called, or ceasefire treaty is called. They just fucked off into the unknown regions. First Order isn't like this one amalgamous borders or border region. It's a bunch of smaller, systems. They don't really form a cohesive, planetary border like you would think. I hate bringing up Stellaris again, but in Stellaris, when you have borders, all of your star systems form a massive like orb. So if you have like 5 star systems densely packed together, your borders are going to be like a giant circle or oval, depending on like how the star systems have been arranged. That's not how the First Order apparently works in the canon. They are all over the place in the unknown regions. So you'll have little fucking dots, like like the unknown regions is polka dotted with fucking First Order conclaves. And apparently the reason why they did that is so if one part of the First Order falls, they have multiple other launching points and multiple other areas for the government to survive in. And apparently Snoke is the one that came up with that. Snoke wasn't in the Battle of Jakku. He wasn't there to sign the fucking truce. He didn't even make a thing. But he was there when they went to the unknown regions. He's also force sensitive. On some level, he has to be. I mean, he's going to complete Kylo's training. Whatever the fuck that is. I also... No, give me 1 second. All right, there we go. I had a phone call, as you probably heard. But, so anyways, yeah, I just think Snoke, the unknown regions have been a pain in the ass because that's where they can bring out any kind of fucking insane idea or theory or character they want. Like when Timothy Zahn or Zahan or however the fuck, I think it's Timothy Zahn, when he made the Thrawn trilogy, like I think a couple characters, because it's been a long, God, I read that in middle school. Had to have been middle school. They were like the characters in the book are like, where did you come from, Thrawn? And he's like, I came from the unknown regions. And it's like, oh, well, that explains it. We're not going to question. We're not going to question it. Oh, you're from the unknown regions? All right. Master Skywalker, where did the Yuuzhan Vong go to? To the unknown regions. On their living, talking planet, which was hiding in the unknown regions. And when it heard the cry of the Yuuzhan Vong over Coruscant, it came out of the unknown regions. Fucking seriously? Where's Luke? And if here's a big fucking thing. Here, you know what? This is my second biggest gripe. And this shows you how much of a fucking lore nut I am when it comes to Star Wars. If you look at the map of the fucking goddamn galaxy in Force Awakens, that missing chunk, that fucking piece of data that everybody, the second fucking MacGuffin in that movie, where they were fighting over and trying to get, that chunk is of the unknown fucking regions. Canonically, that map should be in fucking First Order databases. That's where you guys live. How does nobody have a galactic fucking map? Where did Luke go to? To the unknown regions. That's where the first Jedi temple is. It's not Typhon. Oh, fucking really? 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 The first Jedi temple isn't on Typhon anymore. It's on this ocean world. Actually, first Jedi temple, because I'm still on Wikipedia from earlier. I gotta look this up. Because I can't remember the, like, here's the thing. The only planet I know that I can think of and remember off the top of my fucking head from Force Awakens is Jakku. That's it. I can't remember the planet that Maz Kanata's fucking smuggling, like, pirate bases, and I can't remember the planet that Luke lives on. Octo. It's probably Octo. Was a planet mostly covered in water with numerous rocky islands blanketed with green trees. 3 decades after the Galactic Civil War, it served as the home of Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, who went into exile seeking the first Jedi Temple after his Jedi students were killed by Kylo Ren. After the Resistance pieced together 2 map fragments to reveal Skywalker's location, Rave traveled to Octo in the Millennium Falcon, accompanied by R2-D2 and Chewbacca in search of him. Let's see. As the Resistance began its fight against the First Order, General Leia Organa, Skywalker's sister, hoped to find her brother and bring him back into the fight against the dark side. She sent Commander Poe Dameron to Jakku, where he retrieved a partial map held by Lorsan Tekka that gave part of the directions to Octo. Later, after the partial map was given to the Resistance, Skywalker's astromech droid R2-D2, who had been in low power mode since Skywalker's exile, returned to full power and provided the rest of the map to Octo. R2 unknowingly had the map in his databanks for many years, having found it in the network of the Galactic Empire aboard the Death Star during the Galactic Civil War. Really? Really? Also, the fucking period where the Empire is, like, was a thing. It's called the Age of the Empire or the Old Empire era. You can't just classify it as the Galactic Civil War. Fucking Christ. Just goddamn. Fucking people. Like, why does R2 have a full fucking map? How is it so hard to have a map of the galaxy in this setting? It's Star Wars. You need a Nava computer. You need a map of the galaxy to plot a course when you're going to make the jump to light speed. Everybody should have a map. Why did it take R2 like 20 some odd fucking years to gather the database? Why did the Death Star have the fucking, like, the directions to Octo? Why can't they just be like, oh, like, I don't know, fucking, Shit, what would be a good, fast way to fix this, folks? Oh, I know. Say Luke found the map when he went to Coruscant after the Galactic Civil War, or he went to the Imperial Palace that Palpatine had, or he went to that lava planet that Vader has a castle on and found holocron data. He had holocron data, and so he uploaded it to R2-D2. And that's why R2 has it. And if any smart, savvy person who's watching the movie goes, yeah, but well, you know, why does anybody else have these holocrons? You can explain. Luke packed up his shit and fucking left with it. Only R2. He instructed R2 to immediately go into low power mode as soon as he left, because he's the only thing tapes. He's the only one that has the holocron data in his hard drive or in his memory banks. Luke took everything else and left. Or just throwing this out here, angry fucking fan who's probably not going to like this new idea that's actually more consistent and actually more plot relevant. Kylo destroyed them all. Kylo destroyed all the holocron data when he sacked the Jedi Temple and caused the second Jedi Purge. Maybe that's why he's so fucking frustrated that they lost the data. The fucking little map shard. That's it. That's another thing. Wipe R2's databanks. That explains why he's spent, maybe that's why he spent 20 some odd years doing it. Maybe he's trying to do a bypass around a memory wipe. It's R2. He's not been memory wiped in fucking 50, let's see. Phantom Menace. Anakin was 10 years old. We'll say Anakin was maybe 25. Yeah, probably 25. Yeah, we'll say 25. So that's 15 years without a memory wipe. Then 20 years between that. That's 45 years. 75 years. At least 75 years, R2 has not had a memory wipe. We could say 20 years before this movie started, he had a memory wipe. Maybe it wasn't a full memory wipe. Maybe it was just to try and erase, or maybe it was to corrupt that data. Maybe Luke was just like, I'm not going to memory wipe R2. It's R2. I'd be destroying the personality that I've known for decades. And so he corrupted the data that he had. And so the reason why R2's been in low power mode for so long is he's been trying to painstakingly piece all of that data back. That'd make vastly more fucking sense than R2's been in low power mode. Oh, hey, the reason why he was in low power mode was he was calculating the galaxy map that he got off of the Death Star. All right. Well, I gotta go. My ride is here. I gotta go pick up my check. I might come back on later. I don't know, but I gotta run, folks. So I'll see you later.